Hey guys, good morning. It is October 27th, 2018, and I wanted to just go ahead and kind of give you my 2 cents about Namaste. As you know, Sean came out of his cave and we found him over in Cuba. Looks like he's trying to explore the land in Cuba. As you know, Cuba makes and produces some of the best cigars in the world. As you know, I am a cigar aficionado. So I like what he's doing out there. Also, he brought on Kenneth Wong, the CFO, to talk about some of the financial side of things. And for me, I think everything is boding well. I brought up 5 different points here that I have here that I wanted to address. One thing that I haven't put up there is really the reasoning for this list. And the reasoning for this list is really just trying to look at this scenario logically and rationally and trying to put the pieces together. As you guys know, Andrew Left made some accusations, and a ton of different attorneys came on board to try and gather investors who had lost in excess of $50,000 or $100,000 in trading. But in actuality, all those losses began to happen right around that time that Andrew Left made those accusations and created this pandemonium where if he says it, then we should follow suit. But I know that he's working with a lot of investors, a lot of whales in the industry, and that's why whenever he says something, it just happens. But what we've learned so far is nothing has came from that. Like literally nothing has came from that. Nothing has came to fruition. But if you look at the news, look how quick the allegations against Exxon made the news. And now New York City is looking to sue Exxon for misleading investors. I mean, when something has credence, I mean, the industry doesn't take too long to respond. As you can see, they're in a little bit of a trouble. But the kinds of things that kind of give me some relief that things are headed in the right direction and that this was just noise is a couple of these things. I can't imagine that the bot deal would have closed if there was anything illegal going on with Namaste. There's no way why that deal would have closed. I mean, personally, there's just no way. Number 2, Kenneth did indicate that the earnings report were going to be reported soon. I think he said next week, or maybe they would be submitted. I don't know, but the earnings report is certainly something that's going to help us and help Namaste clear its name. And by submitting their earnings report, it kind of almost addresses number 3, which is the PricewaterhouseCoopers audit. I'm under the impression that PricewaterhouseCoopers had to be involved in the closing of the bot deal in some way, in some degree. And obviously they're scrutinizing Namaste's financials, and I can't imagine that PricewaterhouseCoopers wouldn't have said something by now if they would have found something hokey. I can't imagine that PricewaterhouseCoopers wouldn't have said something prior to the bot deal closing. So again, with the bot deal closing, it kind of almost satisfies number 3. Looking at number 4, the NASDAQ application submission. I think for me, once Namaste is able to submit their application, it really says to me that PricewaterhouseCoopers has gone over the numbers, has everything submitted, but I just don't see that happening anytime soon given the price. So actually I don't see that happening probably maybe sometime into next year or the end of this year. I just don't see it happening unless some fantastic news starts to trickle in. But that doesn't, it's not a bad thing. It's just really not a bad thing, honestly. But those other 2 points that have already been established, and with PricewaterhouseCoopers completing their audit, to me, I think is making me more comfortable that really anything that was coming up, and with the newswire releases about these attorneys looking to submit class action lawsuits, it's nothing. It means nothing. It's been almost, I think, 3 weeks, I think, or maybe a little bit more. I could be wrong, but it's been too long where nothing's come from that. And the last one is October 17th, Canada, finally, recreational marijuana went legal. And who was there at the closing bell? Yep, you guessed it. Sean was at the closing bell. And if you guys have seen the video, as a matter of fact, I have a clip of it. Check it out. It's actually a screenshot. But if you look, he's there. And you could find it on YouTube. I can't imagine why an exchange would allow someone who was involved in something illegal to be the guy that's up there. Of all the other guys, of all the other Canadian cannabis industries that are in the game, of all those, Sean had the privilege to press that button. So I can't imagine. I just don't know why an exchange would look the other way and allow this man to participate in that ceremony if he was under investigation, or if the investigation was in any way valid. So to me, I think they've met several points and several relief points that, to me, it's clearer and clearer every day that goes by that nothing's going to come from this. Namaste will continue pushing forward. Next week, according to Kenneth, earnings report will be released, and we'll see what we have to go to get to the listing. Maybe sooner than later, but I think the way it looks like right now, probably not going to happen until sometime next year, early part of next year, unless we see something really incredible in the earnings and we see something really incredible in guidance. So, all right, guys, enjoy the rest of the Friday. It looks like the market is going to be raped again. This market sell-off continues to go up and down. I mean, Jesus have mercy. I don't know what to make of this. For me personally, I think this is more than just a correction. A correction usually happens in one fell swoop. But we've been seeing a lot of turbulence since June. This isn't just happening today. So we got to thank Amazon for that, because apparently they missed on their earnings, and apparently the whole world depends on Amazon's reports. So yeah, what to say about that. So anyhow, please subscribe to my videos. I'm probably going to start expanding and looking outside of the realm of cannabis for other hard to notice stocks that have potential gains, and maybe recession-proof stocks. So keep in touch. Any comments, questions, please do so down in the comment sections. And if you're not already on StockTwits, please join me. I am the Intuitive Investor. Take care.